Hello everybody. There is a lot to get through, so I'm just going to do a quick introduction. My name is Amanda. I work for the University of Illinois currently as of the time of recording, and I put that information out publicly because there's enough information about me online that people can connect the dots together already, and I'm accepting it. So, every year, the university YMCA holds the Dump and Run sale, and it is held for the last couple of years in the Stock Pavilion, which is in the South Quad, so just off of the main quad. And the first day of the sale, as of 2025, $5 admission for anybody that isn't a Parkland or University of Illinois student, and full price. Second day of the sale is fill bag for $3. And so I have a couple of items from the first day of the sale, and honestly, they probably would have still been there if I had just waited until the second day, but I didn't feel like walking away empty-handed and also taking the chance. So I'm going to show first a couple of items that I got on the first day, and also two random items that I purchased from the 217 Flea back to school vintage market that was held in Lincoln Square Mall on the same day. So let's start with those items. So I realized I walked through the front doors of the pavilion, and I thought to myself, yeah, I was waving hello to the YMCA volunteer, and I remember thinking to myself, something feels odd about this, and it occurred to me 20 minutes in, is that I wasn't charged the $5 admission fee because I look like a student. I'm 25, so yes, I do look like a student. I look like a grad student. Anyway, oops. I paid, also, the cashier volunteer mischarged me as well. So this is supposed to be $4.25, but I paid $3.50. First thing is just boring. It was 25 cents. It's a set of 2 door stops. I don't actually need door stops, but it's one of those things where I think to myself, I don't want to pay full price for a door stop. So 25 cents for 2 door stops. That's 12.5 cents a piece. You can't beat that. This is a pack of Anna Griffin stickers for $2. And Anna Griffin, I've discovered in the last year, I love paper crafting, by the way. Her stuff is not cheap at all. And actually, I guess she's a big name in the paper craft world. I couldn't find these exact types of sticker sheets, but I would wager that this costs over $10 retail. So this is the, I don't know French at all, Fleur Rouge collection of stickers. So it says it's these 3-dimensional stickers. There are 10 of them. It says things like one of a kind, love, precious memories, make a wish, such a pretty smile. So I love that. $2 for that. 50 cents for a pack of these gold lace doilies. These look old. I don't actually use doilies ever, but I do paper craft, and I figured for 50 cents, why not? On the paper crafting theme, Martha Stewart craft stickers, these pearl regal adhesive borders. You can see they have different patterns to them. I like that. And finally, from day 1 of the sale on Saturday, Tom Tierney's Fashions of the Gilded Age paper dolls for $1. This is published in 1995. It is completely unused, and these fashions are so pretty. These illustrations, just absolutely lovely. And I don't think I'm going to cut them out either, because I just like looking at the pictures. But this would, I hope these are still in print 30 years later. Because these would make absolutely fun actual paper dolls to play with. But those days are past me. So quickly, the 2 items I got from 217 Thrift. As of now, as of recording, 217 Thrift is an individual. She's a company, I think it's a she, that hosts these different multi-vendor events throughout Illinois. And so it's like 20 to 40 vendors in a space, in an event space that all sell used clothing. Oftentimes there's a theme, generally just kind of vintage. Typically, as of right now, Y2K fashion is all the rage amongst the 20-somethings. So that's what's typically at these markets, and that is not what I wear, for one, and two, I'm an extra small petite, so I can never find anything, but I did this time. So quickly, this was $5. It was from a $5 bin, and this, I thought was really awesome, is a 100% silk half slip, but I'm realizing I can just wear this. I was trying to look for information about this because the brand says Laura Designs. Well, the tag says Laura Designs. Could not find any information. But when I was looking for silk half slip skirts, I realized that people also just wear these not as undergarments. So if you're not aware, a slip is worn underneath a skirt or a dress to help prevent the skirt from clinging to one's skin, and also for modesty reasons if the skirt or dress is on the sheer side. But yeah, even though it says size medium, it is a 9-inch waist. I measured it because I walk around with a tape measure at thrift stores, which means that fits more like an extra small. So I think that's genuine vintage. This is a Vanity Fair nylon slip skirt. This could be from this year for all I know. Vanity Fair has been making half slips for decades. And this is a 16-inch. This is a 28-inch. I actually took out my measuring tape and measured it. So this will be good for my above-the-knee skirts and dresses. And it's just this ivory. You can buy one of these things from stores or Amazon in this present day and age. They make these exact same half slips still. And this was actually $7, which is funny because the silk slip is worth way more, but such is the market that people aren't really buying these. In fact, I'd never worn a half slip because slips are normally built into garments these days, but I bought something vintage that doesn't have a slip underneath, so I needed a slip. Anyway, now, day 2 of the sale, fill a bag for $3. So the volunteers were so absolutely lovely. There's a guy walking around who talked to me 4 times. He's like, do you need another bag? Because my bags were so full. And I was like, yeah, I'll take another one. And then I actually lost my phone in the pavilion, and I started freaking out because I wear a smartwatch, and my smartwatch was no longer detecting that it was in range, and so I thought someone stole my phone. But thankfully, the volunteers had found it earlier in the day, because I spent 2 hours walking around the stock pavilion, actually. That was a lot longer than I anticipated. And anyway, they found my phone. So that's what I'm recording on. Fantastic. I appreciate them all so much. I didn't catch any of their names, except one of the guys' names was Jim. So thank you, Jim. And I want to note that because it's a stock pavilion, it's called that because it's normally used to show stock animals. And I was raised in Columbus, Ohio, so I know nothing about farm animals. So I might have phrased that incorrectly. Apologies. It was so dang dusty. The floor is made of dirt, so there's dirt on everything. I got dirt underneath my nails, and I literally, when I came home and I had to sneeze and I blew into a tissue, there was literally dirt in my snot. My tissue turned a mud color. I swear to you that it happened on both days. There was so much dirt everywhere. Maybe wear a mask. This is one of those instances where it's if you want dirt up your nose, fine, but maybe I don't want dirt up my nose next time. So anyway, now I'll showing all the items. There was a lot to go through. This is gonna be probably one of my longer videos, so I don't know if anyone's actually gonna want to watch this whole thing, but there's a market for everything, right? I'm just gonna go randomly. There's a lot, because there's fill a bag for $3. I was like, that's basically free, right? Because there's a couple of bigger ticket items, and I was like, anything on top of this is just free to me. And the kind of mental gymnastics you do when you're out thrifting, I guess. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I got 4 bags with items, and the lady at the checkout was so nice. She's like, we're gonna call that $6. And I was like, oh, I was fully expecting to pay the $12 because it's going to the YMCA, but so nice. She also helped me find my phone, so fantastic. This they were originally trying to sell for 25 cents, and apparently it was selling at Goodwill at some point for $1.09, but yeah, it's just this plastic. You see what I mean? The dust on everything. It's this plastic graduation cap. It looks like a cake topper, honestly. I graduated college already. My middle brother graduated with his bachelor's and his master's already. So I've got my youngest brother, who is actually a senior in high school right now. So maybe, I don't know, do something with this for his graduation. I just thought it was cute because I work at a college and kids are graduating every year. So there's that. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that it's going to look crazy on the sofa that I'm sitting on. But oh well, I'm just going to have to toss it to the side. This is a Wilton, copyright 1993. Yeah, copyright 1993, 32 years old. It's just a Wilton cookie cutter, plastic cookie cutter, but I love the double heart design. I don't actually bake, but figured throw it in the bag. Now, the bags looked like this. We were given CVS bags, but I had to transfer everything into a separate tote bag for the purposes of filming more easily. So there you go. This is a completely unopened, there's still a plastic seal all around it, Thorne Basic Nutrients 2-a-day dietary supplement. I'm actually gonna pause real quick and look up the retail value of this. Okay, I never heard of this brand before, but this retails for $34 on Thorne.com. So got massive savings on that. I'm actually not going to take it myself. It is not expired, by the way. I didn't even think to check that, but it's not expired. And I'm going to give this to my mom because she's into taking nutritional supplements. You know, do not take medical advice from me, but generally most advised to get your nutrition from your food. But let me give this to my mom. And yeah, it's an amazing deal considering I paid $6 for now everything, starting from the graduation cap onwards, paid $6 for all of that. So the savings, I'm not going to calculate that right now, but that's huge savings. This, I'm going to estimate, I looked at the Anna Griffin website. I'm going to estimate this costs $40 to $60. I don't think the specific item is there anymore, but it is 100 three-dimensional stickers. It's a huge pack of them. I'm not going to open it because this video is going to take forever. But they're trying to sell it for $1. It was still there on the second day of the sale. Now, I did show up right at 11. And thankfully, I went through the back entrance, so I didn't have to wait in line. But there was the front entrance and the back entrance. So I had two things that I was trying to grab. The rest of the Anna Griffin stickers, which they were all still there, so I didn't need to pay the $2 on the first day, but it all goes to a good cause. And I wanted to get some baby stuff, which you'll see later, because if you've watched my past videos, I have a coworker who's expecting a baby in October, and it's his first baby. So, first child, I've just been accumulating tons of things that I've thrifted. So, anyway, this also a huge savings. Honestly, more of a huge savings than the supplements, because hobbies can get expensive. Then I got the rest of the Anna Griffin stickers. I'm so excited. This is the Grace collection. It says things like happy birthday to you, keeping you close to our hearts, best friends, and treasured memories. Gosh, I just dropped one. Then I've got the one I dropped, which is the Willow collection. It says things like cherished memories, then and now, our family. If you're wondering why I'm reading the things off, oh, there's two of them. It's because I know that sometimes people like to put videos on in the background when they're doing chores like washing dishes, sweeping, and whatnot. So I like to describe what I'm showing in case, so people don't have to feel a need to actually look at the screen the whole time. And then this one is the Camilla collection. It says, my best friend, thank you so very much. For you, picture perfect, follow your dreams. It's very feminine. Lots of cursive script on Anna Griffin stuff, so very much my style. Love it. They're trying to sell it for 50 cents. I've never heard of these. These are kinesiology tape face masks, pre-cut, ready to wear. It was originally a 20 pack. It's been open, so some are gone. It's produced by Spider Tech Inc. out of Ontario, and it is made in Canada. So I'm assuming there's, well, let me just count real quick. I think it's about 10 of them, 10 to 12 still left. And that is super interesting because I have a very, I said earlier that I'm a petite extra small, so most face masks do not fit my face. They gape really badly around the side and my chin. And I work in a school and I've gotten sick from all the students, so I really would rather like have a face mask that fits. But so N95s do fit, but like a little bit more expensive. I just think it's a really cool concept because like I can actually, it will mold around my face rather than having the gaping. So I thought that was a great deal. A very fascinating item. I got some more craft supplies. These I saw yesterday, and they were only 25 cents each, but I bought these for gifts, and so I was like, I'll just see if they're still there on the second day of the sale. So it's this Martha Stewart Crafts 6-piece butterfly stamp set, gift for my best friend and her mom, and then this birds stamp set. As my best friend's grandfather on her maternal side is an evolutionary biologist who loves bird watching. And then, let's see, I got some doilies. So there's still, I only got a couple of packs. There were still about as many packs left. So these grease-proof doilies, this was originally $1.99 at Hobby Lobby. There's these small ones that are, I don't know, I want to say they're like 4 inches. They got this 28 count of paper doilies, which looks quite vintage, made by Royal Lace, made in the USA. And then these Wilton 8-inch diameter doilies, which are food safe. Oh my gosh, there's more. These 6-inch diameter doilies, this is a pack of 2 actually. They're taped together. And these were from Hobby Lobby and they're food safe. This is completely unrelated, but I found this in the toy section, and this is, I'm going to build this myself. I might do this today. The Silver Edition Metal, I can't read, Metal Earth. Steam Locomotive model kit. That looks so cool. I've seen these in stores before, but I've never bought one for myself. Let me actually pause and look how much that costs. So these are currently selling for $16 at Target and $10 at some other stores. So that's really cool. And then there were 2 boxes of these, but I only got 1. These used to be $10 at Hobby Lobby. It is a pack of 25 cards and envelopes for weddings. I'm not going to use them for weddings because they're blank. They're showing an example of an, you can put them into your printer and print onto them, but I'm just going to use them to make greeting cards with. I left the second box just in case anyone wanted to use them for wedding purposes. And I also, what was really interesting was I found, these were originally sold at Hobby Lobby. Apparently it clearanced out to $2.49 at some point. There was also a wedding veil from Hobby Lobby, and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I want to get that just because like it's fill a bag for $3, but I didn't. It was a cathedral length veil, so it was so long, and I would never see myself wearing one that long. I'd want to wear like one that stops around my shoulders. I mean, I guess I could cut it, but anyway, not my style. And I was hoping somebody would grab it before it got, at the end of the sale, everything gets donated to the local thrift stores / trashed if it's something that those thrift stores don't accept. And I was like, gosh, I hope somebody who needs it can get it because that has such a great deal. It's so small, you know, a veil, right? You can crush it up because it was just like a polyester veil. Fill bag for $3. And before I left the sale, and I spent 2 hours there, like I said, I saw someone take it out of the packaging and then stuff it down into their plastic bag to make it fit more easily. And I was like, yes, you go, girl. I had no idea. Like, it looked to be about somebody in like college student age. So I think they were using it for a costume, but maybe they're getting married. I don't know. Either one. Loved that somebody actually picked it up. So anyway, that's my long story about that. This is so random, but I got this silicone ladle, and I don't know if you can tell because of my poor lighting, but it is so dusty. I'm gonna have to run this I think I'm gonna scrub this by hand and then also run it through my dishwasher because there's so much dirt on it. but I like silicone utensils. They release like infinitesimal amount of microplastics. They do technically still in parts per billion. I read a research study where they were looking at silicone versus like traditional plastics, and silicone is still actually a plastic. It's just it doesn't break down in the same way that other plastics do, so you don't really get the microplastics, but still technically breaks down. So like try to use wood and metal where you can if you're afraid of microplastics, which I am a little bit because it's in our bloodstream, so that's terrifying. Anyway, silicone ladle because my old one's plastic. Long story short about that. I got some children's books and one not children's book. Unfortunately, I didn't really see any books that I wanted for myself, but I mean, also fortunate because I have a ton of books and I haven't lived in the same state for more than 2 years in my adulthood. So the more books, the more money it costs for me to move. So I shouldn't be buying books, but I keep doing it anyway. So the adult book is, you see the level of dust that's on this? Oh my goodness. My hands are turning brown right now. Amanda Gorman's The Hill We Climb, an inaugural poem for the country, forward by Oprah Winfrey. She was the inaugural poet in 2021, and I remember how beloved her poem was at the time, and remember really enjoying her poem as well, so I'm going to wipe this clean and then read this because it's such a slim little volume. It used to retail for $15.99 at the time. And yeah, I'm glad I got a book for myself and one that's not super heavy. I got some baby books for my coworker. So I got Corduroy's Trick or Treat, and I really wanted to get the board books because it's a literal baby, a newborn. I mean, the newborn can't even hold books, but you know, retail for $5.99, and it's an October baby. So I thought this was super awesome. The Trick or Treat, the Halloween themed book there. This one retailed for $7.99. This is so fun. It's called A Little Horse, and there's a horse puppet. There's a finger puppet at the back. So I love it. Look how adorable that is, and it's in great shape. I don't even have to wipe this one down that much. Like, there's not the film of dust. I will wipe everything down because it's going to a baby. I also like to be nice because it's a gift. And then I was so excited. Oh, I just realized this was a set. Oh, and I only have September, January, and August. Oh, well. But the nursery is Winnie the Pooh themed, so I thought this, I snatched these right up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the type of item I've been looking for. So I've got 3 of these Winnie the Pooh board books for my coworker. Got this, rest in peace to Joanne Fabrics. Joanne Fabrics was founded in Ohio, and I am from Ohio. And it's tragic what the private investors, I don't remember the specific like finance terms for it, but it's tragic what the private investors did to Joanne. It's you can watch videos about it. It's not because Joanne itself was doing poorly. It's like the firm that bought it, like private investors just ruined everything. This is the long story short here. Anyway, it's a fat quarter, and they're originally trying to sell it for $1. Well, not originally, but the YMCA was trying to sell it for $1. So yeah, I don't craft with fabric very much, but it fit very well in my bag, so I just grabbed it. And then I got these as gifts, and there's still, I grabbed 2 of them, but there's still like 4 more left behind. I just didn't want to. I biked to campus because I bike everywhere, and I actually don't even own a car right now, which saves me a ton of money on gas and insurance. So it's a financial thing as well as a kind of practical thing. But that's why I didn't, like, I could have bought more. It's not that I was financially incapable of buying more, it's that I had to carry everything on a bike, and I use a folding e-bike, so it's a very small e-bike that has, like, I think 14-inch diameter wheels. It's very small, and so I don't have anywhere to put cargo except on my back. So I had to cram all this into a backpack. But they were trying to sell these for $3, and These are more Anna Griffin. These retail for about $40. There's a bunch of these. You use these with embossing machines, which my best friend's mom has. She has a cuddle bug. And yeah, I don't even know if she likes these designs, but barely cost me any money at all. So if she doesn't like it, she can donate it to her local thrift store or pass it on to a friend. So for those who aren't aware, yeah, this is literally a cuddle bug brand. You just you stick a piece of paper in here, and then you run it through the machine, which just presses it down. And so it imprints the pattern, in this case the floral pattern, onto the paper. I've thought about getting a cuddle bug myself, but I don't do a lot of paper crafting right now, even though that is my main hobby. And yeah, just because I move so often, it's not something that I want to invest the money in because it's heavy and they're decently large. So there's that. And then this set is it's got stamps. So it's got rubber stamps that say things like miss you, thank you, sending my love, and happy birthday to you. Oh, and these are frame embossed. So it will press this design onto your paper. So it's a pack of frames, and so you can make cards. Oh no, these aren't stamps. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. These are also embossing tools. So you can emboss sending my love into the frame. Oh, and that's why there's square and oval ones, so you can fit it. Oh, okay, you can mix and match with the different frames. Okay. I wasn't staring too hard at it because I was just like, I just need to, like a goblin, run around and like grab everything that I want. And so I like had a couple areas that I hit first, and then I was like, okay, whatever's left an hour in, let me just keep shoving them into my bags, because I was like, I'm limiting myself to 4 bags because I can't carry any more than that. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you caught the pause, the abrupt pause there, but I keep having phlegm come up from my throat, mucus. Ugh. Anyway, this, when I saw these on the first day of the sale, and I was like, I don't want to pay full price for this. $8. But this is, because there weren't any designs that I particularly was dying to have, but I do like these punches. So these are border punches, so you can see the example here, and this is the Spiral Arches Punch Around the Page large set. I looked online and I could only find information. They don't sell these anymore. They haven't sold these for several years. But back in 2015, these sets were going for $32.99 full price. And so getting it in a bag sale for under $3, really great deal. There were, I think, like 15, 16, I didn't count them exactly up, but I think there were 13 or 16 of these. And I only got, I think, 2 sets. I might have even just got the one. And I saw a lady when I was looking at these, because this was like within the first hour of the sale. She was taking pictures of all of them together on the table, and I kind of reached, I wouldn't reach around her because I was standing right next to her. So I just kind of reached and grabbed one that I wanted and put it in my bag. And then she started I think she was like, oh, other people do want these, and started loading them up into her bag. And the thing is, while this did used to cost $33, the market for these is very small. People don't paper craft that much. And then people who paper craft who actually want one of these is also smaller. So if you look on eBay, there are people selling these for $8 to $10. So you're not making a large profit on it. I thought about that. These are worth decent money, but the amount of time you spend versus the profit you get, not worth it. I've sold things on eBay and Mercari and Poshmark before, and so it has to be a pretty high value item for me to actually pick it up to resell. And so this is for me, not for reselling. But this is one of the exciting finds, plus the baby stuff. That was really what I really wanted. It was all the Anna Griffin stuff and the baby stuff, and everything else is just extra. Let's see, I'm just trying to make sure I get everything here. So here's one of the baby items. Is a Gerber 10-pack of flat cloth diapers made with organic cotton. It does not have 10 in here. I think there's, I'm not even sure. I think there's 6 left. But you can use them for burp cloths, crafting, household cleanups, car washing, and waxing. So initially I was like, I don't know that my coworker wants to use cloth diapers, because like that's, you know, you gotta make sure you wash them and they don't like get gross before you wash them. But when I saw burp cloths and etc., I was like, oh yeah, let me grab these for my coworker. You can stuff these in my bag real quick. So there's that. And then, not baby related, I grabbed these 2 packs of ribbon, because purple is one of my favorite colors. So I've got the solid ribbon, and then I've got this striped ribbon. Yeah, both by the brand Ribbon FX. Hobby Lobby, copyright Hobby Lobby, yep. Nothing too exciting there. These look like they were part of an Anna Griffin pack at some point, because it has that font and that like style. I think these are stickers. It says for your birthday and happy birthday. So I love making birthday cards. It's one of the main paper crafts that I do. So I thought that was awesome. Oh my gosh. I think the dust coming off of these items is actually making me sneeze. I'm definitely gonna wipe all this down before I give it, just in case anyone's concerned. I saw this on the first day of the sale and I was like, you know what? We'll see if anyone picks this up. I doubt it, because the main audience for the sale is college students. But I'm not super concerned with the amount, like, I'm not super concerned with paying 50 cents for this. Because I have a huge bag from the church sale, a huge bag of baby clothes. I was like, I've got plenty of gifts. This is like overkill. Like, this looks absurd. Like, I'm going to have so many things to give to my coworker. I counted at some point. I don't remember the exact number anymore. But I think I purchased 60 individual items of baby clothes. And now they're not all baby clothes. Some of them are up to 5T. And that doesn't include, like, the shoes and the toys and the books that I've bought. I've spent under $10 for everything, but I have over 60 individual items. So I'm like, I should stop at some point, and maybe me stopping is just when the baby is born. But anyway, this is a brand new in packaging. I don't want to buy anything that would go in the baby's mouth that is used. Like, I think I would be fine with it personally, because it's like, once you clean the plastic, it's non-porous. So like, it sterilize it really well. You're all fine. But as a gift, especially for someone I'm not super duper close to, you're like, Amanda, why are you buying 60 items for someone you're not super? That's just what I do. It's my love language. Okay. Anyway, I talk to him like once a week, this coworker, but like, we're not actually like super duper close. Like, I didn't get invited to the baby shower or anything like that, which is totally fine by me, because we're not, like I said, close. But for that level of closeness, I don't want to buy anything used, like a, what is this, a pacifier? Yes, I don't want to buy a used pacifier for somebody else. So it is Raz Baby, 0 to 36 months. They're having a girl. Not that it particularly matters to this item, but like, anyway, like, this is unisex. It's a penguin pacifier. Then I got this PB&J Baby pacifier holder. Fits all pacifiers. So you just loop this lanyard basically to the pacifier, and I guess. Oh, you can attach the clip to the baby's clothing. Okay, I'd never seen one of these before. I didn't know these things existed, so there you go. Fits perfect together. This is an 18-month Jumping Beans. Jumping Beans is sold at Kohl's. I do know that. Yeah, it even says it. This was from the April 2024. That's the manufacturing date. 18-month pair of stretchy jeans. So, babies all grow at their own pace, right? Every baby's different. The kid might use this at 18 months. The kid might use this at 12 months. Get lots of stuff. Lots of things from across different ages and sizes of the baby. This is a little capybara, the giant rodent creatures. Sometimes you see with clementines on their heads on videos, cute videos on the internet. This is copyright Disney, so I think this was a Moana toy, because the Moana movies, I've seen both, because there's the original and the sequel. The sequel, I think, has some capybara running around, because it's, you know, it's a tropical setting. Anyway, my boyfriend's favorite animal is the capybara, and I'm not giving this to him, because I don't think he'd actually want the trinket, but it just made me think of him, and so I'm going to put it on my trinket shelf, which you can't see from here, but it's on the wall in this direction. So, there's that. And that's that bag. Gotta make sure I try not to forget anything. Kick to the table, excuse me. This was such a bummer. When I tried these on at the sale, they did fit, I thought. But I didn't pay attention to what the size said because I didn't see the tag. This is 7.5. These are like basically new Keds, and they're so pretty. They're Rifle Paper Co. They're this black with gold floral designs all around, but it's size 7.5, and I wear size 7. And I tried walking around with them in my apartment, and my feet keep falling out, so I have to donate or sell these. I'm gonna try to sell them on Poshmark because I mean these look so beautiful. I'm sure like these. I'm sure somebody's looking for Keds like this. I wish I could fit them, but I put on thick socks and they still fell off my feet, so there's no way I can wear these. So I'm gonna let someone else enjoy them. Unfortunately, I don't know anybody that has size 7.5 feet. My best friend's feet, I think, are like size 11, size 10 in women's. So yeah, no go. And my mom's feet are also size 7. So yeah, I just literally know no one. So, alas. These I just got because there's like fill a bag for $3. I don't even know what my dad's or 2 younger brothers' shoe sizes are, but these are also basically unused dress shoes in size 10, and they're by the brand Chancellors. I have no idea. Let me look that up. Let me look up the price of the shoes real quick. All right, so I looked up both items. I found these exact shoes. These are the platform triple decker. Let me look. The specific, they are, where to go? The triple decker Colette Jacquard. It's French. Slip-ons in black and gold. I found these selling for $40 on eBay. And then these I couldn't really find any information about because I couldn't actually find the Chancellor's brand online. But someone's selling a similar pair for $13 on eBay. But I learned the name of this style of shoe. So these are wingtips dress shoes. And you know what? If they don't fit any of my brothers, I can just redonate them because I barely spent any money on them. It was like almost free, you know? Because like I said, I filled 4 bags, but I was only charged for 2. So some of the stuff like is kind of free. All I know is that back when, so my youngest brother is 17, and back when he was 15, he and I had the exact same shoe size, which is hilarious because I was staying at my parents' house during Christmas, and I had taken a couple weeks off of work, and my brother was actually still in school while I was hanging out at home, and he actually wore my shoes to school one day because he was just fumbling around at 7 a.m. and put my shoes on because we wear the exact same size. And to be fair, I like my shoes are just like unisex looking Nikes. So anyway, but I know that now his feet are slightly larger than mine. I just don't know how much larger. So he might grow into them. But I genuinely don't know the shoe size of any of the men in my life. So, hope they fit. Let's see what else is here. Oh, here's the other Martha Stewart punch. So this one's a lot smaller. It's an edge punch. It is an arch lattice, and they were trying to sell it for $5. This one I think I'll get more use out of, but I just love the concept. I don't tend to use these types of punches very often, though. And that is the end of that bag. Okay, I've got one final bag left, and thankfully I've done this under an hour because I filmed a video, the church sale, the $3 church, that was an hour because there's so many items in there. Okay, this is mostly women's clothes, so not the most exciting way to end. But I got this, it still has a tag on it, this red panda plush by the brand Fiesta, and he's got a cute safari hat. They're trying to sell him for 25 cents. I'm kind of surprised this guy was still left, because look how cute he is. And they were trying to sell him at Goodwill at one point for $2.09. But I got this because one of my friend's favorite animals is the red panda, and I don't know if he's actually gonna he would not buy the plush for himself, but I think if I include this in his birthday care package that I'm sending him, that he would appreciate. So that's a gift for my friend. And then now it's just women's clothing. At the end, I also do favorite items kind of summary. So there's that if you stick around. Not that I'm encouraging you to do what you want to do. This is an Rachel Zoe, or Zoe, however it's pronounced. Satiny, kind of princessy top. So the problem with this is it's size small, and I wear an extra small. And I tried it on over this shirt when I got home, and yeah, it looks weird on me because it's, one, a size too big, and it is, I kind of figured this would be the case, it is a busty shirt, and I am not a busty person. We're gonna phrase it like that. So, like, I, watched some videos where they're like, here are some hallmarks of, like, good quality clothing, and then the hallmarks made sense to me. One of them being garments that have, like, extra fabric around the bust area instead of just making, whereas, like, the garment I'm wearing is just stretch. Those are more well-crafted garments, and that makes sense to me. It's being more intentional about the design instead of being lazy. However, in this case, it backfires because I don't need this much bust room. And so I think this is going to have to be a redonation. The Rachel Zoe brand is typically carried at, I've only ever seen it sold at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I don't know if they're sold anywhere else. But I might try to sell it on Poshmark. I doubt this would get any bites because it's not like a particularly, how would I even market this? Like princess top? It's kind of a generic item, so I just might redonate it. But I didn't really waste any money because it just fit right in the bag. I just threw it on top. And this was at the very end of the sale where I was like, I'm just going to grab anything random. Oh wait, there is one item that isn't clothing. I'm just going to grab anything random that fits in the bag that I might have any intention of using. And so I got this tiny little, I don't know what this is for, but this is a tiny like glass goblet, I guess. It looks like it's for a shot, and I don't drink alcohol, but yeah, I thought it was cute. So there's that. This has the tag cut out, but I did try it on when I got home, and this fits me perfect, so I think it is an extra small. It's this cardigan, but with a lace back. I have plenty of cardigans. I don't really need this one, but I do like that it shows some of the design in the back of the dress, because I would wear it with a dress. This I might wear just to sleep, or I might try to sell it. I don't know. I don't know if there's a market for this. Actually, let me Google it real quick. Okay, so this design is still available for $29.95, albeit in a different color, on the Life is Good website. So that's how much it retails for. And then typically these types of Life is Good t-shirts, I mean, this looks basically, like, the design isn't cracked at all, so it looks basically unused. It's very gently used. This type of shirt would sell for about $10 used. It's a size large, and I'm a size extra small, so this would be very oversized on me, but I do like the design. I do like the Life is Good brand. Not that I own anything from them, except like a gift blanket that I'm actually sitting on. This is a Life is Good blanket, except it has great white sharks, so it says Life is Great, which I love. It's the pun. So fun. Might keep it for myself, might try to sell it, but because I work in education, and I love coffee, so I'm not going to wear it out because it would look ridiculous on me. It would be like loose like a dress. It's just the length of it would not cover all the requisite things that need to be covered. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I just had to grab it because I liked the design a lot. And worst comes to worst, I can sleep with it. Use it as a sleep shirt. So there's that. And there's 2 more items. This is a Lewin Gray. I've only ever seen this sold online through like Stitch Fix. I don't know where this is actually sold, but this looks ridiculously small. It says extra small petite. But I was like, I didn't actually try these on. I'm wearing a pair of shorts right now, so I'll try them on over my shorts and see if they actually fit. Okay, so Lewin Gray, I just googled it, is sold by Loft. Oh, and I did try it on as well. So it fits me perfectly fine. It fits me like an extra small, so I think it's completely vanity sizing. So why is it extra, extra small? That's when like you're 5 foot and under in my mind. Okay, this fits me a 5'4", 5'3" and 3/4 person just fine, and I don't have the world's smallest legs either. Like I have proportionally sized legs to my body. They're not particularly stick thin. I have thick thighs. For my body type, my thighs are a lot thicker than like my arms are, for example, which I mean everyone's are. But anyway, let's get into it. These are cute. They were in the pajama section, and they have these embroidered stars all over it. So definitely can wear them as pajamas or out and about because yeah, they've got back pockets, they've got front pockets, and I mean honestly, they're just sweatpants. So they are a little bit dirty, but I think that all of this will wash out, and I don't think the camera's really picking up either. So I think this is honestly one of my favorite items, and this is just kind of like, I'll just grab this off the rack, and I don't know if it's gonna fit, but it did. So did I say what brand this is from? No, what store? Not brand, store. It is sold at Loft, and I never have stepped foot inside a Loft, so that makes sense. I didn't recognize the brand. And Loft sweatpants go for $70. So this was actually a pretty good deal. And the last item I actually found in the children's clothing section, but it looks small because I can actually go into the junior section and wear clothing meant for 16-year-olds, but I am an adult. And this is an adult shirt. It is this blouse made by Maison Jewels, and it's an extra small, and it's got this really cute pearl collar, faux pearl, of course. And all of the pearls are still attached, and it's just this gray shirt, but with the collar. And so I don't own anything like this. This will be so fun to wear to work. I like wearing... I used to really hate standing out of the crowd and wearing anything that was like remotely eye-catching. But now these days, I'm like, I like a Miss Frizzle type of mentality. I mean, I work in the sciences. I'm a chemistry person. I have a chemistry degree. So Miss Frizzle is definitely the inspiration. And this is not a Miss Frizzle type garment. I'm just saying, like, I like standing out and being fun and being kind of kooky when I'm working. So yes, this is actually an adult-sized garment. I'm just a small adult. So this was also really awesome. Okay, so favorite things, sweatpants. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. It's so piled right next to me. You can kind of see the pile, but not really. It's just everywhere on my couch. I also am excited about all the Anna Griffin stuff, because her stuff's expensive. If you go on her website, you'll see like everything's above $40 or $30, I think. And I'm not paying full price for any of that. I also was really excited to get all the baby stuff, so especially the books and the pacifier. That was like, if I get only 2 things, well, 2 categories of things from this bag sale, has to be the Anna Griffin stickers, which they were the second thing I got. The first thing I ran over to was the baby table and like I snatched up the pacifier first, and then I snatched up the Anna Griffin stickers. And I'm glad all the different gifts I was able to get. So like this plush, I hadn't even noticed it on the first day of the sale. And this was like in the last like 10 minutes of the sale. I was just like, okay, what else can I, because my bags weren't full. I still had space in 2 of my 4 bags. Like, what can I shove into my bags? But these boxes, the Anna Griffin embossing sets, the boxes rubbed up against the sides of my bags and like cut holes in the bags, so I was having difficulty like actually keeping everything together, and I actually had to double bag one of the bags. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. Like, I think I've gotten everything I could possibly get that isn't junk. Like, I don't want to get things I have 0 use for. Everything I've talked about, I have some type of use for, except some of the clothes I'll donate, because they don't fit me right. But I got gifts, hobby things. Mostly it fits into 2 categories, right? Gifts, hobby things, and then there's like some clothes and miscellaneous, like this little glass. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just shy of an hour because it's 10 minutes short of an hour. And I will see you guys the next time. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.